Previously on
will return any moment now. As they can, Titus informs the other Lord the Fellowship must depart, despite Lord Zosha's many entreaties to stay for a longer rest. The mood shifts abruptly when Titus insists on leaving. Zosh then seems to raise a large collection of skeletal attendants all around the tent. Inside the camp, Wesa looks for ways that herself and young Jason might survive the dawn. She is due to be beheaded by the master of the camp, Barolus, if her companions do not return, and Jason will suffer an even worse fate at the hands of the brutish Constantine. The death tamer Capio Secundus seeks her out, engaging her in a prolonged back and forth wherein he reels off the many misdeeds of the visiting party from the perspective of the camp. Jason forces the conversation along, desperate to save Wesa at any cost, including his own life. By the end of the exchange, Capio has made the faithful decision to throw in with the Fellowship in order to escape the island at long last. Jason girds himself to act as a distraction within the camp, hoping to buy Wesa, whom he declares he is falling in love with, precious time, which she and Capio can put distance between themselves and the sadistic Barolus.
Realms ever, you have once more found yourself in the Port of Dark. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. And tonight we are going to put the capstone to the season. So hopefully we'll have a few surprises for you, a few pieces of resolution for you, perhaps even, and of course more questions probably than answers, likely. I wanted to give a yes, as happens around here. So I normally would wait until this arrived, but I don't want to wait 4 weeks. So I wanted to give a shout out to Havoc, who has gone above and beyond to custom make dice for our own Allie and Donnie. Or Nalishli and Titus, if you prefer.
Thank you.
Yes, he has gone. He has had them legit blessed, and can go into detail and on Discord and all that. But
wow,
now he really, really wanted y'all to have the best possible experience, and he cares about us. So I love that.
Thank you, Havoc.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Woohoo! Every dice is given to you.
And I had to.
Can't buy them.
I had to rest that out because he's just definitely not a seek the limelight sort of guy. I was just going to do all of that kind of under the radar, but I was like, no, I really want to.
Thanks. That's so awesome. I'm thrilled.
Tatiana, you had mentioned, my dear, that you had never read you had never had the whole tome of mythology in front of you. And as a super mega mythology geek, who would have thought, in elementary school, and got the bug early for me, I found what I still think is kind of the gold standard for mythology, Edith Hamilton's mythology. So this is yours.
Aww.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's so kind.
And then you can see it and do your thing.
You can roll it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, love.
Bring us into our tale.
Absolutely, and I think I think it's appropriate with some of the stuff you and I were talking about with Jason and whatever, and what you were reading right now. So it felt right. You're welcome. Okay, I believe we have a few sponsors.
Indeed, we do. We are very blessed to have the presence of both Eldridge Foundry and Cantrip Candles supporting our many endeavors here at Darkeport. I would like to draw your attention to the video description box, which has a couple of affiliate links, which will allow you to check out their many wonderful products. Doing so will also help us out, so we would very much appreciate you doing that. Eldritch Foundry has a wonderful miniature creation tool. It's a lot of fun to mess with. Cantrip Candles has dozens of impeccable scents to really add immersion and verisimilitude to any fantasy environment you can possibly conjure. So please do check them out using those links in the video description, and we thank them very much.
Yep, still with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Well, there was something else. There's always something else, but I think that'll do. What am I missing?
It's just all a bad dream, and we're all back.
It's all a bad dream, and you're actually a German.
Thanks for doing this, Toby.
Yeah,
I knew it was a nightmare.
finally get to try out the night lighting system in here.
Go.
Okay, I think we will just go into the Candle of Tales then.
The Candle of Tales. First time.
Good job.
Ouch. No.
Wanted to extend it longer today.
You
Just
guys did it well.
needs to be the belle of the ball over there. And we have a journal entry.
Journal entry indeed. Seeds. As a farmer, the concept of seeds is an easy one for me. We plant them, nourish them with light and water, care for them until it grows, and ultimately it's time to harvest. Lately, though, I've begun noticing how the process plays out in the day-to-day of nearly every person I've run across, be they farmer, father, friend, or foe. We each plant seeds in those around us and nurture it until hopefully the desired result is reached. The gods are no different. In us, the gods plant themselves as seeds. They care for us by shaping our lives, granting us wisdom and insight, and in some cases, tangible examples of their presence. In return, we repay them with our worship and honest faith. Like the farmer and the crop, one cannot flourish without the other. My mate Merrick has a difficult path ahead of him, with two gods vying for his worship. A game of spiritual tug-of-war, so to speak, which cannot be easy. He says Granny Touchgem said a balance can be struck, and I believe her, but finding that balance may prove more and more difficult to him as the challenges we face become more and more complicated.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a little surprise journal entry.
No.
Actually, so I apologize for this taking me so bloody long to print out, Donnie. So this was the scroll, and Donnie knew this. This was the scroll that Livia sent him on his way with. So Titus has read this, but nobody else, including the players. And it is before dawn, the 9th day after the Ides of Farah. And this is obviously his twin sister, Lady Livia. Dearest to me, I pen this as dawn attempts to steal a march on us all. I've spoken with your newly appointed advisor at great length, and I feel I am as prepared as our scant time allows to send the oldest man in Germentum on to his ambassadorial duties. I am assigning the most field-capable and loyal of the Scriveners Guild to accompany him, a whip-sharp man named Scribonius. He has assisted me quite a bit already, this Scribonius. With Katrin's unwelcome departure, he would have fast become my second if we were not effectively at war. Finally, there is an intrepid traveling merchant by the name of Decius Secundus, who happens to know some measure of Alpiri. Verily, Quailethorn smiles down upon us for such a man to have appeared at this juncture. I do not enjoy the prospect of inveigling poor Wella Dushine into missing yet another awakening by sending her up into the northern expanse in search of allies, and I know Evander burns to be by Jason's side every moment of the day. However, I will impel both of them to act in our service and in defense of the dream. The dream. Blessed Thorn. It's become like some manner of bedtime story, a thing to whisper to Jerome as I laid him down at night, with the old lion so far away, and our illustrious grand dame long in the endless sleep. It feels so hard to keep a mere idea held fast in these dark days. Forgive me, dearest. I should not have written the above, and having written it, surely should have scratched it out. Yet I am weak, and I will let it remain, adding to your already crushing burden. In your absence, the responsibility of the city falls upon my quite unwomanly Vaughan shoulders. I am forced to contemplate the hideous reality that the man I love more than anything in this world may not return from his uncertain journey. Against that most dismal of outcomes, I wanted you to know my intent. I believe I shall succeed in persuading our antagonist to shifting the meeting location somewhat north, most central to both parties. Assuming this, 3 days should suffice to see our delegation there in a timely manner. By the time we're due, I will gamble that Griffin is largely recovered, barring any further folly. I believe I can drag him into this affair. He is surprisingly nostalgic, and he has decided I remind him of yet another deceased person from his past. How many does he have? Sergeant Yulia can also come, roughly equal to Merrick in the Old Power. Along with several others, I'll make my way there, ever aware of the possibility of Leptis Regium treachery. I have grappled at length with what points we can accede to them, and what would functionally make us no longer recognizable as ourselves. I have reluctantly come to the conclusion there are no good answers, not a one. My heart catches in my throat to write this next sentence. In a world where I never see thee again, twin, everything changes. I know the overweening magistrate major of Leptis Regium badly desires to have me wed his son, in hopes of breeding his family's way into the ranks of the patricians. I will assent to this, on the condition that the son comes to live in Germentum. I will further tell them that if they attempt to force me from our home, I will open my veins, and the only patrician woman in the entire region willing to marry down will be forever out of the magistrate's grasp. As to the legality of the secret of the word, I will greatly expand the ranks of the Scriveners Guild and retroactively make every person currently inside Germentum's pomerium who possesses it a member. There are not so many of them that this would be impossible, even for the women. It may shock them, yes, but after all, the guild itself was founded by the second wife of Greatest Magnus. They will scream, but it is undeniable there is an all-important precedent. And finally, the worst of all the issues, slavery. I have looked everywhere, spoken with everyone, and found no elegant, clever solution, no path forward that isn't awful. Ergo, in the world where Germentum has lost its protector, this is all I can offer. The buying and selling of human and Kithki flesh will be forbidden within the walls of the city, but the state of slavery will no longer end when a person reaches our home. I reluctantly point to the precedent that we set by not manumitting the remarkable Indra Starstep the moment she set foot on our shores. Obviously, she's as much a slave as I am, yet the laws of the Empire would see no difference. It makes me physically ill to contemplate such a betrayal of our Grand Dame's sweeping vision, yet surely it is superior to our annihilation. Surely. Our beloved Kithki will never accept this. Many will no doubt leave, and the ones that do will never forgive us. Nor should they. We will be hypocrites and cowards, bending the knee to a superior force. I will be wed to a man who is steeped in a slaver's tradition, and it will no doubt be a silent war between the two of us. I will be expected to produce heirs, little patrician heirs, for him and for his father. Perhaps they will kill me after I have served my purpose in their eyes. Perhaps I will prevail in the end. Come back to me, and to thy home. In loving submission, I remain. Livia, Metella, Glabria, Vaughan.
Always dropping these heart bombs on me.
I love it.
I know it was long, but there was a lot to cover, and Titus may never see Livia again. So,
Oh my god, we keep saying that.
welcome back, Donnie.
Man, it was great.
Repercussions.
No, really. I insist. I've been alone for so long. You don't know how absolutely wretched it can be to be here.
Yeah, so I know I was in motion at the
You were.
time. Yeah. And as I hear things popping from the ground, I will go from bashing, knocking out to actually damage. So
Well, you had go ahead and roll your bash because you had started that even as he was.
is he surprised that I'm attacking him?
No.
That will be a 15.
How are you trying to get to his head because he's a lot taller than you?
The old Titus jump.
Literally, so I have no idea facing wise because I was near his sword because I remember intercepting it, so I have no idea where his position was to that. So I'm not sure if I'm behind him.
You're not behind him.
Okay.
He's not that dumb.
I will stab upward.
Well, you were hitting in this second because you
Right.
basically get a free combat round.
Well, if I'm hidden, then I get advantage too. But
No, hitting.
oh, hitting.
Hitting. So do you want to try to bash with the side of your?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was
Okay.
with the pummel. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, go ahead and roll a die 8, but this is subdual damage.
And I have allies near me. Can I add that subdual damage as tactically?
None of them were right next to him. You were the closest to him.
A whopping 6.
6. Okay. Crack. Ugh. He stumbles. He doesn't go down. Okay. I guess now we're in rounds. So you're still faster than him. What are you doing?
Crack again.
Okay.
With it like leg sweep though this time if I can at his legs.
So he's stumbling one way. As he stumbles that way, you come the other. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
And just clarifying, is this all in the tent still?
All in the tent.
Okay.
Yes.
Run! And I say as I try to knock him off his feet. So let's try that again.
Okay.
That one's gonna be a 17.
Crack. You catch him in the knees.
For 9.
Okay. Now you know his he's fairly fit, but his patrician body couldn't take that kind of abuse.
Kill him.
You smash him. You don't feel a femur go under or a knee though blow out under your blow. Instead, you see him kind of sway, and the pallid skin tone seems to intensify, and what little color there is drains a bit more out of his face, but he doesn't go down.
Can I make my movement?
Sure.
I will. Can we like put placement where people are at so I just have an idea what this looks like, so I can make a decision on that?
Sure.
Please.
So, we're going to exchange one crazy patrician for another. This is not Barolus, thankfully.
Hooray!
Deliciously.
Titus, you were talking to him,
Pass him to Corey.
I was behind putting armor
but you were
on,
behind. Yeah, you were behind, kind of away.
and I
Combed
told,
him over to the side of the tent.
and I made sure Vivius was near me because I've been
that's true.
pretty on that about the
Yes,
entire
yeah,
time.
you have been. You put him down. And initially, where do you want to be?
Well, where's Merrick right now? And the...
Here.
Okay. I mean, I think I went back to,
I was doing chess with him.
I was, but I was
started.
walking around the
Succession,
tent to
yeah.
see if there was anything I could see. So I reckon I'd be probably in between Merrick and Titus. Like,
Okay.
if...
Off to the side.
And you have enough reach with Winter's Harvest to smash him from where you're at.
From where I'm at?
Yep.
And where's the entrance to the tent? Okay.
Yeah, facing the camp. Same orientation. So camp is half a football field away, but still where I'm at, and the tent is facing basically right in line with the gate of the camp. I'll still stay standing, and we'll see. We'll see if this is a big fight or a little fight. Okay, you done?
At this point, yeah, I'm not gonna run. I'm asking them to run. So yes, I am done.
Okay. I should have. This is one of the things. So double accounting method. So please, as players, tell me when your turn is done, and then I'll try to backstop at asking you that. Between the two of us, we should get it.
Cool.
Actually, you are not there. All right, Leslie.
I don't think we're at like Winter's Harvest level with this guy. I think like my question is, can I flip Winter's Harvest around and hit him with the other side of the stick, not actually the knife bit?
You could.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Like I'm actually gonna try to like sweep his feet out.
With the blunt end.
Yeah, with the blunt end.
Okay. Yeah.
+5.
+5.
Per usual.
You got it.
So good.
16.
Okay. And that's a sweep, like to his legs.
That's a sweep to his legs.
Okay. Crack! This is all still subdue damage, but go ahead and roll.
What does that mean?
So knocking out instead of killing. Yeah. So go ahead and roll a die 10 plus 3. No, 2. Because it's
Not a die 10.
so it's 1 die 10 plus 2 actually.
Die 10 plus 2?
Plus 3 because you have 14 strength. Sorry, and it's plus 1 weapon.
Plus 3 is 8.
8. Okay. All right. He's soaking it up.
You all right? You look all right.
Stumbles. Still a little paler. Go ahead. Make a little roll here. Yep. No, he's upright.
He's upright.
The weebles wobbles, but it doesn't fall down.
I'm gonna also shout at him at this
Okay.
point and say, "Sir, you must sit down. You are outnumbered."
With my friend Silver Lady, I am never outnumbered. All right. And that's who's next? Who's here? Boop.
Marcus?
No, actually you.
I'm plus one
You're
to dex.
13. You're 13 though.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll start to walk up, passive maliciously, and just look him directly and be like, "Your friends are not in danger, but mine is, and I will do anything to get to where I need to be.
You're not in danger. Why do you keep saying that?
I'm not in danger. My friend
This is a safe place. I told you that again and again. By the Lord of Light, how many times do I have to aver?
Because someone I love is in danger, and if we don't do something, she'll die."
So, are you going to forfeit the combat round to try to appeal to him?
Yeah. And I'm like, "And if you will not let us leave, I will end you."
Make a persuasion roll at disadvantage because you cray.
That is a persuasion plus 17.
Even at disadvantage?
Yeah, I had an 18 and 11.
Wow. Okay. And actually, you're basically disadvantaged of everything. But okay. So even through but it's not so bad that I'm going to give you extreme disadvantage.
Not yet.
Disadvantage.
Not when I see Barolos again.
So, 18.
Yep.
He actually pauses and cocks his head, kind of quizzically at you. What are you saying? All right, and then the moment passes to you.
Does it seem like they're?
Do you want to make an insight check?
That's a quick one, yes.
We'll see how quick it is.
Okay. 20, dirty.
He seems genuinely bewildered by Titus's words. Mm-hmm. With a 20, you know, Randy, that only possibly could have come from another patrician because he wouldn't even be listening to the chatter of his lessers.
And on that note, I'm going to actually turn myself inward. I'm going to grab my candle.
Okay.
I'm going to try to sense outward if I can feel anything, because I know there's rattling and I know there's undead all around us. And I know that my stuff actually does pretty well against that one thing that we just fought. I'm going to see if I can actually sense anything through my candle and my connection to God.
You feel a pressure.
Yeah, does it feel nefarious? Does it feel positive?
Nothing good is going on outside the tent.
Gotcha. So it's a pressure, an external pressure pushing in. Is that what I feel?
Yes. Yeah, actually, that's a very good way it's an apt way to put it.
All right, I'm gonna grab Vivius.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull him directly next to me. Like,
You've got a 12 dex, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're okay. So yeah, you're actually faster than him.
And for the moment, that is.
He doesn't resist. He goes right with you.
Gotcha. For the moment, that is what I'm doing. I am done.
Okay. He does pick up one of the heavy plates, like one of the heavy clay plates, and it looks like he's ready to chuck it at this guy's head.
Old Vibius, man.
He'll always do what he can. Yeah.
That guy's doing his best.
With my bonus action, I just no, because I already said I'm done. All right, I'm done.
Okay. Thank you for that, Randy. I know this is a bit weird, but make a persuasion check. Let's see how strong your aura is at that moment.
11.
Okay. Good, actually. So Vibius does chucks the plate. I mean, he's hopped up on adrenaline right
You
now.
should stay on the boat. I'm sure that's all he's thinking.
Yeah, yes. He's thought that for about the 2000th time. He's like, why did I ever just open my mouth?
Yeah.
It sails past the head of the patrician, and old boy doesn't even notice. Just, right, may as well be in another world. Okay, Merrick, what are you doing? He did not, and this isn't the GM being senile, he did not take an action, other than be bemused.
I will freeze and let Titus speak. I mean, obviously.
Okay, so you
I already action. If Titus swings, I'll swing. Does that work? The reaction?
you can do that, yeah. It can be a pretty loose if then. All right. So be it, Nulishly.
Well, I mean,
I'm sensing like she feels a little bad beating up on this guy,
yeah,
maybe.
like I don't think there's definitely hesitation. I mean,
You do. Does it change anything if you hear the rattling outside, and you even see something kind of investigating the tent flap, but for whatever reason you're expecting these monstrosities to come flooding in, and they haven't come in. You just
Yeah.
kind of see the flap.
can I ask what time of day is this? Is this day or night?
It's been a half hour since.
It's been it's been more than a torch since you left. So I'm gonna say it's about maybe 4 now.
4 p.m.
Close to 4 p.m.
in the day. Okay. I'm gonna stay my action.
Okay.
I'm going to again pace around the room though.
Okay.
And I would like to see if there's anything a little bit more fully aware with adrenaline kicking in, if there's anything I can see about why this man is here.
Okay. Make an investigation roll at disadvantage.
At disadvantage. That's not gonna be good. It got worse.
It got worse.
Wait, so that's gonna be a 4.
4.
It's a 4.
All right. You have one of those moments where this has happened to me personally, so I know it can happen probably even to Nulishly, although maybe she's not as cripplingly ADHD as I am. You start to pace, and by the time you get around to seeing the succession board and different, like, oh, that's actually kind of pretty. And they're like, wait, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Why does that sound like my everyday?
Stay on task. On task.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so nothing. I don't register anything about that.
I'm gonna say maybe you're like over here now. Okay.
Me?
I just.
Yeah, I'll just have my hands up and be like, I know I'm not in the best condition for anything, but I promise you, I love her more than I will fear anything.
You see. Yeah, you don't need to make a roll for this. You see tears begin to well up in his eyes, and he grabs you and is kind of shaking you, and you see them start to come down his face. You're like,
Does he move forward, or does Titus move forward? I'm trying to figure this.
That's
I
a
was
good point.
slowly walking the first time up, so
Yeah,
yeah, I just didn't.
I was
actually
thinking,
take that.
you're getting, but Merrick is still
Either way, I
closer,
only had
so
10
you
feet.
can lay up on him if you want to take attack of
I'm
opportunity.
not. No,
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out where the position he's going.
So I'm going to say that you're about probably there.
Right past you like you don't even exist.
Remember, just so you don't get to play fair with the PC, Corey, remember that there are skeletal scratchings, etc. at the tent flap here. So
Skeletal
to
scratchings?
Yeah, skeletal scratchings, etc.
Little-
at 10 flat. The most interesting sentence I think I've ever heard.
I don't think that's ever been said before in the
I
history
really
of
think that's
man
a new.
of all languages.
That's the first time it's ever
As
been
he
said
walks
ever.
past, I mean, I'm not sure how the movement works. Can I move behind him then?
not as when your turn comes
Okay.
back up. You can, yes, you can. So yeah, he grabs. Good question though. So he grabs onto you and kind of shakes you. He's not nearly as big as you, so you know, he's not.
Yeah, and
rattling
as he's
you.
shaking and doing that, it's big. Your name has blood, and history, as does mine. Honor that by letting us go.
Who are you?
I am the grandson of Great Lady Visenia Drusa Matella Zosh.
No. Who am I?
You could be your friend,
Marcus.
and what you're looking for is what you're looking with.
Marcus.
I'm holding my action. I'm going to be turning towards the 10 flap in case anything pushes in. I'm still kind of in the process of just trying to feel things out. If it's getting any harder or any firmer,
It's about the same.
then as long as it stays the same, I'm going to let it be for now and just let him continue doing his thing.
You hear Vivi say, "Oh shit!" As the plate misses, and he realizes that he kind of kept attacking when you guys stopped.
Our Lord is doing what he needs to do.
Yeah. I see that.
Stay near me now.
He's looking around. What the fuck are those things? And he's pointing to something that's peeking underneath the flap.
Oh God.
Right now, it's nothing that we have to worry about.
No, it's not. It's not. Look, Marcus, look.
Look,
All right. Whoop. You see a little, instead of dun or tan fur, you see a red-furred Pyja face, a curious Pyja face that's lifted the flap, and the head is looking around, and then you see a second head whoop, appear over it and kind of shove the flap up more, and the two of them are looking.
is there any desiccation on it, any rot, any kind of thing that might insist that it's...
Make an investigation check.
No, I sure don't.
Okay, you can't.
I got a 5.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
There's too much going on right now. And then as soon as they become aware of you looking at them, and they bolt out of the flap.
Yes.
And it
It's funny.
comes back down to the dust.
Sound is actually skeletal though, like bones against bone kind of feel.
What did you get on that investigation roll?
Not enough to know that.
Yep. Nope. All right. Wesa. Baby Wesa. You are. Sit back down, at least for now. We'll see. We'll see. Things can always go south, but boom.
It's north, always north, by the way. Yeah. Just so you don't forget. Burn.
You and your amazing. How did you?
My
did you
new
call him?
best friend.
Your amazing host. Oh, he's been promoted to new best friend. Okay. Sorry, Nalishli. Apparently, Wesa has a new bestie.
Not even cold yet.
Gone for half a day, and they just throw me right out. So you see this tableau unfolding from quite a different angle. What you see is that you are halfway across this killing field with your associate. You have been, and we'll get to the particulars in a moment of how you got there. But the important thing that I want to know right at this moment is, as Wesa sees a mosh pit of skeletal bodies around this, Capio, you're a little bit jealous.
Skeletal bodies around this tent.
Around the tent. And you see them writhing and agitated. Some of them have weapons, some of them don't. Some of them are sadly small, like they were, young teenagers or something, like cabin boys and that sort of thing, porters, and young aides de camp, and perhaps even some squires. But you're looking at this mess. Actually, as you're looking at it, go ahead and make an investigation roll. We'll see if you catch the common thread.
I've got a 1.
Okay, so you're just looking in horror then. You don't see any of the detail. Even things that you normally should catch, you just don't see any of the detail. And you're...
First one?
Like
Closing
maybe
in.
my second one I've
Yeah,
ever
in the
rolled.
entire
I'm like,
campaign.
oh my god.
Welcome to the club.
Where are you at?
Yeah.
Only the first.
And I'll say you're maybe 100 feet out while you're watching this go on. But you see them some of them are almost dancing and moving their little bodies, and not so little bodies, around, gyrating about. Some of them are more militant. They're shaking rusty, deteriorated gladii and spears. One particularly pathetic specimen looks like you think from the skeleton, just has a pot shard and is menacing the air with the pot shard. And they're all turned inward toward the tent.
Huh.
The two largest specimens, who must have been impressive men in their day, are both arrayed shoulder to shoulder in front of the tent, in front of the main entrance to the tent. What do you do?
I turn to him. Are these friends of yours?
I wish. Something is amiss here. If they cannot penetrate the barrier, if they could, they would be in the tent now. Something is preventing them from gaining entry.
Do bones just walk around here?
Sometimes.
Okay, got it.
This buddy cop movie right here is too good.
Do I get the sense that... Can I sense my friends at all?
Not from this distance.
Best to avoid it.
Why do you say that?
Do you wish to contend against them?
Or do you fear them?
I would not seek any combat that I did not have to. That is why I'm still alive.
But I thought you said you were jealous.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, maybe you want to make some new friends.
That's not how it works, girl.
We're going to turn the torches back a bit.
Oh my god.
And probably just make some rolls, strategize a bit, just a few points of order. So did Wesa indeed ride in the chest? Okay. Wesa rode in the chest. Indeed, if we need to do a full-on flashback, we can, but I think we can dispense with this
I kept my hair.
pretty quickly. You did keep your hair because there was some debate about that. Unless you cut your hair and put it on, see, this is why I want to ask, and put it on one of the minions that Capio left behind.
I'm open to that. And if anyone didn't notice, I did get a haircut, so it kind of like works.
It kind of works. That's right. Okay, so do we now have a short-haired Wesa?
Yeah.
All right, we have a short-haired Wesa. You have donated two of your adoring public.
Much to my chagrin. So I would say there would be one skeleton that would be in the tent. The flap would be open. It would be laying on the cot with her hair.
She's not going to pass for Wesa.
I mean, like tucked under a blanket with the hair on it. If they're just looking in, there's also going to be a. I was thinking there also.
Maybe she's thin. She ain't that thin. Okay.
There's little
Whole new meaning to the skin and bone.
Maybe like there's some
skin and
things you
bones.
can put
The idea
to
is
recover.
that she would be exhausted from her trial. She will be passed out in the tent. One of the zombies standing sentry at the front of the tent with the flap open, so if anybody's looking in, they will see something that
That's
could
pretty
be
good. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty convincing. Okay. You don't know yet how long. Yeah, good, Toby. You don't know yet how long you have. It could be this little farce could go all the way to dawn, or it could be discovered. If you get unlucky. But with that setup, that's pretty good odds.
And I presume I would have grabbed whatever supplies. I'm sure I've got some dried meats and just enough rations to survive. Giving Jason whatever assistance I
he had
could
a couple.
in the limited time.
He had a couple ones. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for that now. To give you advantage because that's a good setup. All right, and I will note. GM will note that down. All right. So you're coming, and did you try to go with the rest of your retinue?
That would have been ideal if I had to do it in waves, just like send them out or should have them come after me. I would prefer to keep them if it were possible.
If you go with more than, I'm going to say 2. So you can get out with 2 perfectly. Sorry about that. You can get out with 2 perfectly, perfectly fine. That's not unusual. If you want up to 4, that's a deception roll. If you want all of them, that's going to be a disadvantage. What are you feeling? DC isn't necessarily super high.
Yeah.
Because they're not really watching you and they're listless, but
Dress them up like other people. No, I'm
So I'm thinking I need at least 3. I would prefer 4.
4 would be just a straight deception roll.
Yeah. Let's roll them dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you have any? Well, no. Shucks, you're busy being carried in a trunk. Okay.
No assist from you.
None.
Okay. Roll.
nickel every time it's stuck in a trunk.
Oh, that's pretty good. 4. That's a 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
A couple men glance at you because you're leaving with more than you typically would. 3 zomboys and one skill.
Zomboys. That's so good.
He's got me saying it now.
That's what he writes down his notes.
I'm thinking.
It's canon then, right?
You know
Candles
what?
light.
I'm actually thinking my captain.
Right.
Can the skeletons carry the chest?
That was the whole point.
I
Right?
actually happen to be turned to the skeleton stat block right there. It would take at least 2.
Yeah. So I'm thinking my
So they
captain, zombie, and 3 skeletons.
Okay. And do you want the captain carrying the chest, or do you want 2 of
The
the?
skeletons.
2 of the skeletons.
He's got he's got a rucksack. The captain is carrying
Okay.
some supplies.
The captain is significantly stronger even than a run-of-the-mill zombie, so he absolutely could carry it by himself. But okay, you want him unencumbered.
Oh, he could be carrying the chest, but then he can carry the chest. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easy.
I want to mention that Oisa would have given like a little bit of hair to Jason.
Aw. I'm gonna write that down.
He gave me a necklace. I gave him some hair.
I'm actually gonna
Fair trade.
write that down right now.
Give me a comb. I give him my hair.
I'm gonna put that. So I noted down that.
Inspiration.
It's true.
I noted down that Merrick kissed Jason on the forehead to reassure him.
Merrick?
Yeah, when you guys got captured.
Oh.
So I'm going to write
That's
down.
nice.
I have a little sidebar of ways that Jason has been reassured.
That's really sweet. He deserves that.
He's a very sweet kid, you know.
It's true. And I think we would have chatted briefly about like what his end game could be, like a plan to like make it back to the ship, and if there's any orders you wanted to send with him.
That's a good point, and then we'll catch up to this potential combat. Do you send Jason with any orders, assuming that he delays them sufficiently, and then he has an opportunity to escape?
I would warn you that it would be possible that they would send people to the ship, that they would be there waiting in an ambush or take it themselves potentially.
Got it. Okay, well, yeah, then I would let Jason know of that information in particular.
That's important
to
to be,
ready
yeah.
themselves and be prepared. And to...
And Jason knows a signal too for the fire
I do.
for them to go. Didn't we set that up?
You did. Yes, you did. Good callback, Donnie.
Hey.
So if there is a symbol that you can know their location, there are other places along the shore they could move to that we could access closer to our goal, or at least farther away from those who would pursue us.
But do I know if that's safe to travel to?
You take a chance either way.
And you, KPO, know from bitter experience that Her Marine Majesty can show up whenever she feels like it.
Yeah, so I would, as succinctly as I can, list the dangers. Them being the sea monster attacks the crew, or the villains in the camp will be lying in wait or just take the ship because they know roughly where it is because of Avad. Because he's still alive.
Great call.
Oh, man. Okay, well,
He is the bad guy.
I would give the order that Jason would be, like his orders would be listened to. He's been given that order, like the executive order, until we return, and that, I mean, I would encourage him to listen, to have someone around listening if people are approaching, to then find one of the other places that KPO mentioned for the boat to go to. Like there needs to be someone watching
Rendezvous.
on land.
Okay. Where do you tell him to try to take the boat if you can?
What are the options? Like something closer to the cathedral?
The best bet would be exactly on the northern shore. The cathedral itself is roughly central. There is an equivalent beach, mostly north, directly. They could find haven there, if luck is on their side.
Okay. So
But then how do we know if they decide to go? That is the question.
it's a great question. Then I would tell Jason that they would need to put some kind of symbol on the shore if they were there that we could identify. Some kind of object. I don't remember what's on the ship. It's something
On the southern shore, on the place that you're currently at, that the Storm Smear is currently located
Trouble with that is if we make our way south and they are not there, we will likely be dead.
Gosh.
Is there any signal that they can... Would we be able to see like a fire signal, like a smoke signal from
at.
how far we
Smoke
are?
signal? Yes. Fire? No.
Just any, so
Smoke would rise up.
if
yeah, you
there,
could probably-
is there any like kind of plant matter I know, but like would have an odd colored smoke? Something that's like,
Odd, no, but you could get something that was pretty dense. That was like a thick smoke.
so then
Send that with Jason.
that would be what I would suggest.
Okay.
The most important element of this plan, young Jason, you must live.
I'm an element.
Indeed, a crucial one.
I don't think I've ever been an element, let alone crucial one.
I don't think that's actually true.
To be fair, Wayside, I'm not really sure I know what an element is, but I kind of like the sound of the
It means
word.
you're important.
Okay.
Stay alive. Do not waste your life unnecessarily.
Oh, I ain't wasting anything, Mr. Secundus. Not a lick of it. Okay, so move the ship north. Are they going to signal you with thick smoke then? And then they're going to let you know. Okay. All right. Then that's that. Ways to make an insight roll.
10.
Okay.
Wait, was really freaked out.
Yeah, she is. That's probably high enough though, because this really should occur to her. You think to put your badge of office in his hand, because that's going to give him an advantage in convincing the men to do what he wants.
How, as far as last orders goes, how complex can that, like, it can't be something like, help this guy, but it'd be like,
No, that's too abstract.
cause a muck,
It has to be something concrete.
you know?
Guard this flap is fine. Lie in this bed is
Yeah.
fine.
Because if I can only take the 4, then the other zomboys can be there to add chaos to the conflagrations.
You can. What last order do you want to give them?
Start a fire at midnight.
Kill,
They don't understand time.
Kill?
not the blue hair. He can outrun them.
Well, if it's kill, they're going to start killing right then and there.
Then I will let him know to stay away from them. Because, like,
That gives you away immediately.
what?
That something is
amiss.
up.
Fine.
I don't advise that.
You say the moon time for dinner?
Stay.
Okay.
So they're guarding my tent, assuming that from the outside, like, I'm
Guard
keeping
is fine. Yeah, yes. Guard my tent is fine.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Fine.
All right, there we go. So now we're at the present moment. You're seeing these gyrating things. Back over to you, Titus and Co. I just want his breath is actually kind of sweet, and you see that he, in better days, he might even have been an uncommonly handsome man, fair of face and fine of form. But the insanity and the pallidness and the time here has just leached him away. He's also, something is up with him because you just saw him eat a beating that only like Sergeant Emilius would have been able to take. Any other normal non-chosen person would have gone down. And this guy is
So like very obviously that he is chosen.
It's hard to say. I mean, you're not.
Just know that he's like
Something is weird.
got some grit.
Yeah, something is something is unusual here. I have to find Cassius. I need to find my seneschal and my paramour. I don't know what's happened.
So you do know what love is. And you get in the way of it. Saving someone.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Try to feel, understand.
What are you? I mean, he's like almost nose to nose with you. What are you talking about?
And still be redeemed. You can still find the people that you're looking for. You don't have to be here losing your mind. But you cannot keep me here because you have.
I let you rest. Aren't you grateful?
I believe that's your duty as a patrician as well.
Look at them. He walks to the flap unless somebody stops, and then he opens the flap. Look at them. And you see these skeletons with tattered clothing on them. At disadvantage, actually the three, everybody on this side can make an investigation roll. And
What am I supposed to see?
Everyone on which
And I
side?
just like feeling
it's you too, Alec, yeah.
like
At disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Because everybody's tired on that
it was
side.
a
Oh, it was my first natural 20.
Aww.
Like forever.
investigation.
Investigation, yeah.
I got 9.
Nope, okay.
7.
12. You're two caught up. No, not really. Okay. It's realistic though, because you're watching this guy probably intently, make sure he doesn't try to do something crazy with Titus. All right.
What am I looking at?
You're gonna leave too, aren't you?
You don't have to stay.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because of my overweening pride. That was my sin.
That's what almost got my friend killed. And me. It does not need to consume us. Just because of our names.
I never should have come here. I never should have gotten into that stupid pissing contest with that snake.
What snake?
Barolus.
You don't have to.
Leave me. If you have to go, then leave. Quickly.
Or it's like, yeah. And
Stand aside, you bag of bones. You contemptuous marrow.
I'm gonna usher you guys to go
Come
out.
fellowship.
One of them actually does. The largest one actually does one of these. Like his feelings were hurt. and then showing the only like initiative out of any of them, that one actually shoves the other very large one out of the way, which doesn't really, just kind of clatters. And that one takes what would have been a pretty serious battle axe and actually bows to the Lord. And when that happens, all of the rest of them stop their clanking and chittering, and they part.
And I will ask you guys to walk out.
Quick question.
And I'll
What the
stay with you.
fuck just happened? Vibia said.
I have no idea. I'm looking at the undead. Do I see the livery of House Zosh on them?
Well, Randy, because you're specifically asking a question, why don't you make an investigation check with advantage?
Ooh.
No. No, I have an idea though.
What was your higher?
6.
6? So you can't, it's too tattered and stained, but since you specifically asked that question, this part I'm going to give you. You see that the collection of people, because this is what Marcus would know, it's very different from even in black and white stark relief. It's very almost made a really bad pun there. The bones of the operation, but sorry. Even just seeing it down to that level, it's different from Barolus's camp. You're seeing women, you see not children, but like page age, bones, guards too, and all of that. And you also see weapons not just of war, but also of peace, of healing, of pottery, of animal husbandry even, etc.
I think I know what's going on here. I think.
Do you leave?
I'm asking them to escort out.
Okay.
And then I want to lean into him and be like,
Okay. Does the rest of the fellowship?
At the 10 flap waiting for him to come out.
Okay. Granted. Understood.
And on Vivius's shoulder. Just.
Okay. His eyes are like saucers right now. And he's can you imagine
terrible day.
If you were just like a normal dude and all of this, it's been horrible for you guys. If you were just somebody running around with 8 hit points or whatever and you couldn't do anything, and then you just unless he's like literally walking between these murder machines that are like eyeball, and of course as you walk, like you start here.
oh yeah, it's like
Skeletal scratching.
The head and the body stays exactly the same, but the head just pans with the fellowship.
Stay the
The
course,
dryness
Vivius.
of it.
Ew.
Ipsenia was my grandmother's name. She started a city without slavery. And you don't have to be a slave to your pride. You can make your own course.
That can't be right.
Ipsenia?
No, that can't be right.
Why?
It's...
Did you know her?
I know, she was my cousin. She said if Ipsenia is not a common name, especially for one of the famous families.
She is not a common woman.
And she said if she had a child, she would name her Ipsenia.
Grandmother.
You knew my grandmother. You knew of her. Who was this woman?
Go, my lord. It hurts. It hurts. I failed. I pray to Quaelathon and all 10 of his graces, and this time he touches you almost tenderly.
Yeah.
That you succeed where I failed.
You don't need to be in pain. You do not need to live in your failure. If you have the strength and the courage, I would not shy away from help from someone of my grandmother's blood. At least I know that has enough weight. Wale. Walk up.
Wale.
During that small conversation, I'm looking north to where we can actually just making sure there's nothing in the way or the best path forward.
Okay.
Dome.
Okay. Man, Merrick, after a little bit of rest, even uneasy rest, you are really feeling it now. Just the ache, the bones, and you're still in your prime, but you're at the end of your prime, and you're like, this, a couple more winters, and you can feel it creeping up on you. You see your friends before they see you. Also, you do not have a level of exhaustion, so you're -5 on your passive right now. You see them before they see you. In fact, Merrick looks so beaten down and also focused on the objective to the north, not surprisingly. They may not even see you from where you're at because there's some boulders in the way.
But how far are they?
Did you get closer as you were talking, or did you hold fast at 100 feet?
I mean,
I was trying to guide us away and around.
Okay, so I'm going to say you're roughly still 100 feet, but probably more around this way now to the west.
Capio, This is my party, and we need to gather them.
Don't say. Lucky.
So then I just quicken my step towards them. I'm not going to shout at them. I don't know what's really going on.
Let's get this over with.
You gird yourself. Wesa. So you invoked breaking bread last session.
I did.
You feel that connection, that, let's call it what it is, that advantage over Capio beginning to fade. However, your blood does present you with an option. So that same power that had laid at the ready inside of you before, you can feel a clear pathway to have it flow over and into him.
Oh. I'm maturing.
Do you want to follow that, or do you want to forbear?
I probably want to test it out. I wouldn't actually try to do anything. I would like to see if the energy flows.
It's definitely something, and you were close enough friends with Katrin that you caught some of her secondhand descriptions when she was working well. You feel the ghostly fire coming up your spine and coming out of your center point, and maybe it felt different for her, but this is how it feels for you. You feel that energy swirling around this thing that's quasi-mana. It's not exactly mana, but it's something close, kissing cousin to it.
Kissing cousin.
And then you can feel the pathway, and it would flow from solar plexus to solar plexus. But the bridge is about to dissolve.
Well, I would allow it.
Okay. Capio, you feel a wave of unaccustomed warmth wash over you. And at disadvantage, why don't you make a wisdom saving throw?
Maybe it's all the skeletons that are around.
He's so distracted.
It's a 7.
You feel your warmth flow around, and for just a moment, you're like, ooh, did I overreach? Is this sophisticated will worker? Is he going to catch me?
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to defend against something that you've never experienced before, even for him. And when he turns around, you see a regard, and indeed even an affection, if one might say, in his hard obsidian eyes. And you turn around and you feel that you've been quite harsh on this girl, on this remarkable, composed girl who seems to face her death with extreme sang-froid.
You know, I didn't notice before, but your hair is really quite fetching.
It still makes it creepy.
This is so great.
Yeah.
Yes, my friend.
Thank you.
It is my pleasure, lady.
I prefer the other one.
It still makes it creepy.
I live to serve.
Just a very short bow, nothing fancy, nothing loud.
Okay.
And off we go towards my friends.
I think at -5, I believe, Marcus, you have the highest passive now, because that brings you down to a 13. No, that brings you down to a 12. So you're at a 14 passive. Okay, so you look up, not too far, and you see Wesa and Capio.
I'll immediately draw the attention of the
Okay,
rest
a
of the
zombie, a zomboy, and three skells clattering behind. Are they still carrying your? Is the captain still carrying your chest?
He's got a no, but the
just
chest
a
is abandoned. He's got a rucksack.
Has a rucksack. Okay.
Attrition allowed us to leave. I know about them, so we should.
All right. So
Yeah,
now,
and then
head
I'm like
snaps
ready
up.
to
You see Wesa walking,
as far as I can.
walking alongside him.
What is the interplay between them? Does she look like she's a captain?
she's storming.
notice that
She's
she's
taking lead.
Wesa? I mean, she has a
Yeah,
haircut
like-
and different clothes.
No, not different clothes. She still has
Oh,
green
she's
armor.
still- okay.
She still has green armor.
I'd say there's like a jaunt to my step.
So
happy.
she doesn't look afraid. I mean,
No.
yeah.
I'm just looking. I'll try to at least through.
Okay.
I will try to judge their emotional.
Now
Are you,
go up.
are you keeping up with
Yeah,
Titus,
same.
though?
Yeah, I'll
Is he-
run up
because
and
he's
I'll
running.
pull a sword. Just kind of
Hey.
ready
My
up.
lord.
Okay.
What?
And I'll just keep going.
They're not.
Because she's that far away.
They're not here as enemies right now. Not together, anyway.
All right. Yeah. Good.
Dominique,
All right?
I am all right, thank you. And
This,
hey, Pio,
How?
Yes.
perhaps you'd like to reintroduce yourself to my
Wait,
friends.
what is this?
I don't like them as much as I like you.
how did you
this-
leave the camp, Waze?
But this, KPO, these are my friends, and I would like you to like them a little more.
If I have to.
Thank you.
I am Capio Secundis. I am your most devoted servant to the Lady Wesa.
Well, now.
I'm just gonna. I want to like lean in and put my arm around her, turn, and then just like be like, "Who are
Wait,
you?"
no, don't go.
Just like just to her, like whisper.
Dear friends,
You're safe.
How did you get?
I am safe, and KPO and I have made a deal. He's going to take us where we need to go.
You should know better than to make a deal with that.
Trust me, my friend, that he is. We have made a good agreement.
Can we talk about this along the way?
Where's Jason?
He may change his mind in that tent.
You start walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason has helped us to get away, and please think of him in highest spirits because his survival really is so important to me, but to all of us.
You left him behind?
He created a distraction, and he will be going off to the ship, and I trust that he will get there. Please think of him well.
I trust you. I'm glad they're not going to kill you in the morning if we didn't come back.
No. And KPO, part of the agreement I made, he will require passage on our ship if he is to survive.
Do you speak
Horrible
Cavalier?
idea.
Do you speak Cavalier? Does Wesa speak Cavalier?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. I just want to lean in and be like, did you drug him?
I just give him a little wink. That would be almost accustomed to something Publia would do.
You're like, charming. And then I'll just like kind of turn us to start walking.
I'm going to incite her. Because I don't know if I trust her yet. We've been seeing some real bizarre shit out here.
No, that's fair. That is more than fair.
I trust
All
her
right,
too
do it.
That's great.
24. Yeah.
What is Wace's current emotional state? What are you looking at specifically?
Deception of any kind that's directed towards us, as opposed to from towards him. So, and how at ease she is with this situation.
Okay. So what does he pick up from?
Wesa is quite yes.
Go ahead. I assume you're not trying to keep anything from Marcus.
No,
Yeah,
no. I'm feeling quite accomplished in the moment of my new skill. So I'm grateful that I found you guys. Great, like I'm like, oh, everything's actually flowing. Lisa's like, cool. So like this is working.
Nice.
And she's also happy to be out of the camp. Like she's just feeling like back on track and enjoying.
Right.
You understand now why I made her my advisor?
I did.
I'm gonna walk up like next to Asa and kind of like almost pull her to the side, like it almost looks like a girls' chat.
Sure.
You know? And
Does his eyes follow her?
Can I come?
Dear darling, keep
She-
her. Please stay right there. Be right back.
Relax, Playboy.
Ready back to me.
why are you speaking to this monster as if he's a friend?
He is a friend.
Because we need him to get us where we need to go, and he is the only one. who
Why
can
is
help
he
us
the
with
only one?
His magic, his ability, and his knowledge of this island that we don't know.
Do you know how long he's been here?
I don't, but I know he wants to leave.
I walk up to Nelly and be like, trust her. do this.
I'm scouting ahead, doing that stuff.
That's good. Yeah.
Don't wander too far. Off we go. Let's not linger out here in the field of death.
We're
shall we?
moving.
We're still walking.
We're moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, don't go that way. Come this
Okay, then we'll go this way.
Go that way,
We'll go
please.
this way.
Yeah.
Usually. And it's like giving the same wink to that about him. Like just so ready to kill him.
KPO, make a investigation roll for recall. Because the last time you were this far, you were under some pretty extreme...
Buddy! That's 25.
A 25. Okay. So you get the fellowship pass not 1, not 2, but 3 little fun attraction sites. And he has you weaving. It is generally north, always north, but he has you weaving back and forth.
Can I make a note of this?
You can, at disadvantage, make an investigation roll.
No.
Okay. Did you get like at least an 8 or 9?
No, 7.
Okay. All right. I was going to say 8 or 9. You could have a vague idea at least of where to go,
Roll a
but
2, so.
it's just a haze of exhaustion for you, Corey. All right.
You see, this is why it's good to be my friend, yes. I'm so glad to be of use.
Eventually, because you're scouting forward, and so I'm going to hit you with the dome in just a second. You have the... actually, no. Waste is, but I feel like Waste is a little bit focused right now, even though we're passive. I don't know. What you tell me. What is she watching right now?
I mean, she is definitely being cautious with what's going on. This is not...
It's a potentially volatile situation.
She also doesn't know, like, is the connection established for how, like, she's feeling into her body, feeling into herself, and also is, like, reestablishing herself,
Okay.
like, in the environment.
I'm going to temporarily downgrade her passive perception then, as she's trying to do all of those things. However, to offset that, or as a result of that, you feel into this, and although this isn't quote-unquote will working, you have essentially snared him in some kind of energetic pattern. And actually, it is a kind of mana Wesa, but it is a mana of the blood. Not of wind, not of fire, and perhaps not even of the eternal river, but something that has existed since there was life. This requires deep contemplation on your part, and you know now that you are on the very beginning of a journey, that this is only the beginning of the many abilities that are ahead of you if you investigate this well. All right. So Randy, you see that largest skeleton detach and walk after you. And it's about 70, 80 feet behind Jill.
Is it gaining ground or just staying at pace?
No, it's pacing you.
I'm being followed by one. It's keeping pace. Till it detects.
Yeah, then you can turn around and you can clearly see it.
I don't think we should do nothing to it until it decides to do something to us.
He just seems so broken.
He did.
I think he wants to know that at least we'll be there before Barolus.
Maybe.
Either way, I don't want to attack it. I don't want to attack anything.
I don't either. Kind of like going back on the word of his. I think it was, these are all his people that he brought with him. He's that patrician.
I know they are.
He's that patrician. He says, do this, do that, do this. They do this, they do that, they do this. Seems like right to me.
Yeah. The blood has power.
It does. I'll keep an eye on him. If he gets any closer, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Perhaps you can ask dear KPO. He's been here much longer. I'm sure he knows how to handle these kinds of friends.
How can I be of help?
Without attacking, of course.
Of course. Do you see that there's a follower here, following us from behind?
Odd. They don't usually move on their own.
Do you believe that someone's moving him then?
Possible, but At so great a distance, that would be mighty indeed. Can I make any kind of roll to...
Sure, Arcana.
Could it have been his initial?
That's a 14.
You run through a couple permutations, KPO, and you aren't convinced this is an act of manipulation. You think this is some weirder thing going on, some odder dynamic at play.
KPO, are you familiar with Lord Zolsh?
In passing, yes.
Can you tell us of his story?
However you
know.
want to couch that.
Yeah. I don't know much, but I know that he, along with many of his companions, were killed violently by Barolis. He is a dead man. There, as you can see from our following friend, I can control one such as this, but this is something beyond what I do. It is something of this place, as Lord Zosh now is. He is trapped in his memory. He's a remnant, a relic.
Understood.
In case I wasn't clear, Toby, I think you slipped it in there. KPO has never observed the tent to be violated.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There is something about either him or the ground on which he rests that is sacrosanct, for lack of a better word.
What does that mean?
It means that certain acts of will or violence are not permitted.
Sacrosanct. Right.
Well, I feel as though he's a prisoner to his own destiny.
Do you find it concerning that we have something following us, KPO?
Of the many oddities I find in this place, this one is relatively tame.
Aye. Let's keep watch on it.
Yeah, if it starts having a bunch of faces come out of it, we should worry.
Merrick, you feel an energy dancing around you and on top of you, almost like ants crawling over your skin as you're approaching this shimmering field.
And what sort of energy am I feeling? Is it warmth? Is it dread? Is it
Ants?
Make an Arcana check.
Get a different die?
See if you can put a quality to it.
Arcana. That will be a 11.
All right. It's not dread. It's not welcoming either. It just kind of is, but it's mighty. I mean, it's making the hairs on your forearm stand on end.
And as I walk further, is it getting more pressure? I feel pressure, or is it more like lightning?
It's harder and harder for you to approach.
Seems to be, my lord.
All right, I'll come up to him.
All right, so you wait for them to go. So you have now successfully navigated the killing fields, and you stand at the very threshold of this dome. KPO, you know what memories, no doubt, come flooding back to you. It's not
the pressure here.
The last time you're well aware of the pressure and its source.
You have not seen anything yet, my friend.
Do we proceed? How do we prepare for such a thing?
They're almost like little fireflies.
You
of light
cannot.
going up.
It can only be experienced.
And
Pretty sure I know what it is. I think you know what it is too, if you look deep inside.
oh,
Yeah.
Well, do I know what it is?
Probably
That's where
not.
we need to go.
Basically, he called on Rolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had to dance to get him to get the island to accept him. When we did a little dance together,
and then he called Roth during the combat, which is basically like slapping the Lord in the face. And now the Lord, as the closer we get to this dome...
It is not.
Can I hear
Sure?
this?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
The Lord of Light has an opposite.
Yes.
Cosby.
Allow me
slapping her in the
to,
face.
Because
please.
she hasn't done nothing like that before.
She's used his power, this Cosby's powers.
Are you coming? And I'm already 20 feet ahead of you, still walking.
Keep walking
I
and see what
don't
happens.
want your friends to move in ignorance.
Please, please, we must listen to our guide.
I'm gonna freeze that. So
I took a few steps up, yeah.
you hit the dome, and you walked. You're just gonna walk through it,
I
right?
just want to put my hand and just slowly kind of push through it.
Okay. So you push on it, and you can feel the. Ooh, were you there when that happened? Make an Arcana check too, Tony, at disadvantage.
+2, that would be 11.
Only because you were right there. And I know this. We haven't released this yet. Hopefully one day we'll be able to. But you have seen Katrin use a kind of lightning before.
Yes.
So as it hits, you see a little, but your hand freely goes through. It does sting a bit, but not so much that the pain is brief and not terribly intense.
Oh, yeah. I'll just kind of look back at them and start walking in.
All right, and then you say, "Please, friends."
Please, friends, let's listen to our guide.
And he's already passing through.
He's passing through, but do you continue?
Yeah,
or
if
do
she
you
has
wait?
to stop, then I would.
Okay.
What is it?
This domain is not one of Quelethon or Great Mother or Roth, anything.
Great Mother. Or both.
As you say, what you now contend against is far more real and present. And I would strongly encourage you to humble yourself. All of you.
Do you mean?
The sky begins to darken.
I am here on behalf of 4,000 souls that I'm meant to protect. This is not for being humble. This is for doing what I know is right. By my name and my people. I'll turn and I'll walk in.
He is a fool if he carries that arrogance into that place.
Lord.
Okay, you're
Lord! I go after
fully
him.
through.
I try to go after him.
Okay.
Make it interesting. Make it quick. Make it funny. No.
Roll a die 20 for me, Corey.
Go on high.
Yes.
16.
And now, because this is actually within you at disadvantage, make an insight check.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
All right. That would be a 10.
So, you have a different experience as you're passing through the dome. First off, the sparks are not tiny; they're visible. You feel them in your body. Again, not quite painful, but a little more intense than what Titus felt. Not enough to damage you. But that's not what grabs your attention. Even with a 10, as you go through, you feel a vast presence. And you now have its attention as you pass through that barrier. And indeed, as Merrick and Titus ahead of him, inside of the dome, that distortion that has been getting greater is gone. And you see with crystal clarity this beautiful field of rolling grass and flowers. You see really flowers of red. You see maiden's favor of white and yellow.
Wow.
And you see something that some power with perhaps a capital P, perhaps not, has made the air so dense and thick around that it's like looking through clouded glass. But you see a great structure.
ahead of us.
And remember that this whole time, guys, it's a slight grade. Like, it's not enough to influence combat, but this whole time you've had this slight grade, basically from the beach. So at this point, you actually do have a bit of elevation by the time you would reach whatever this haze isn't the right word, but I'm going to use it for now. But this opaque structure.
It's like the center of the island, right? Roughly.
Yes,
almost like the eye of the storm.
You believe so. It should be from. You believe so.
Okay. Let's wait for the others.
You did not feel that.
But I see the cathedral.
Yes, you see it. You see it now. Or at least the idea of this.
Has to be, this place knows we are. Do I know?
I mean, something. You got its attention.
Something knows we're here.
Do I feel anything different as I'm approaching?
You do. You feel a deep ache where your creation matrix is still trying to reorder itself. And for the first time in your short life, initially, it occurs to you that you might actually be more in danger here than the flesh and blood people.
Do I get a sense of why? Does it feel like this is not, like my creatrix is not happy that I'm here? Or does it like feel like there's another like spiritual threat to me that they don't have?
More the latter.
Okay.
More the latter. Because of what you are, I'm going to have the exhaustion and advantage cancel out. Make a Arcana check.
That's going to be a
Pretty good.
16.
Okay. You pause a second and you try to marshal your energy in such a way that you're as solid as possible if you want to approach this thing. You specifically, you don't think this is necessarily divine per se, but it is transacting on a level of power that is difficult for you to comprehend. Make of that what you will. And you see your two companions, Titus maybe 6-7 feet, and Merrick just past the barrier. Are you going to push through, or are you going to wait?
I'm very slowly, like, kind of in my own world at this point, approaching the barrier. And I'm looking at it, examining it, feeling into it, and I slowly put my hand on
Those fireflies.
edge.
Fireflies of light keep dancing up.
Yeah.
Something you do notice in this almost altered state of consciousness that you're in is that the fireflies only go up. They never repeat. If there's a pattern to it, you don't see it in that time that you're there. Always sometimes clustered, sometimes diffuse, and always up, almost like you're watching some sort of river into the heavens.
My hand kind of gently touches these fireflies, and I'm almost in a state of awe at this point, by the like shape, the pattern, and the intricacy of it. I push my hand through.
It starts to burn, but not roast. You feel a great heat wash over you, and it's a good thing that you took the time to plant yourself energetically, because it hits and flows through you like some sort of internal wave. Remember, at the end of the day, you are a creature. Yes, you are matter, but you are composed completely of energy whose vibration has been who's been made dense to become matter. And for some reason, you don't really understand. You feel tears on your cheek. But for you, it's more difficult than for them. Like, it takes a physical effort to get through, almost like you're moving through quicksand.
Molasses, yeah.
Or molasses is actually the other one I was thinking of, Corey. But
Cool.
You get through. All right. So my three bruisers have gotten through. Vibius is just standing awestruck.
You always have to be a fool. Go first, my lord.
This. What do you do?
I have my hand on his shoulder. Take strength, take heart. We're here with you.
I don't think
We must pass through it.
Marcus Aquila thought.
I think you have to pass through this.
And you go where from there?
I'll wait for you here.
What if we come out on the other side?
Scream, and I'll hear you.
Take heart. I'm going to use my resistance passive,
Resilience
passive on him. Let him just flow through that. I'll walk through with you. We'll do it together.
Marcus, I respect you immensely, and I also kind of hate you.
Hit.
All right.
On 3?
He looks... Advisor, are you coming?
Capio, please tell me exactly what is best for me to do.
Be honest. Humble yourself. Do as you are bid.
And who is judging that?
Do I know the title?
No. The entire barrier begins to dissolve like rain that's been forced into the vertical sheets of rain where the rain is drying.
One who knows love and loss far greater and deeper than you can comprehend.
It darkens again.
I understand.
And yet another wave has come through. Perhaps you are more foolish than the last, or perhaps wiser. Let us see.
And you see walking as the fireflies converge. They turn from gold to silver, and then a figure of legend steps out from them. You see a person who's maybe Jason's size, maybe slightly larger. As I'm going to use the word he, it would be very easy for different characters to see this as a she, though, as well. This person walks forward, the sun glinting off of their hair, and in fact the hair seems to shine with an inner light of itself. At moments there's almost, perhaps this is a trick of the light, perhaps not, they're limned in a soft golden glow, almost like they're backlit. They have some sort of crystalline armor that they're wearing with a light blue, and at moments you see stars and the moon run across the surface of the armor, almost like it was projected on and across. Of course, you have no words for that. I mean, you've never seen a movie or have that concept, so you're just seeing it. Almost like something, I guess for y'all it would be on a pond, looking at something passing through the water, reflecting.
And we all heard that, and how far away is this person?
It looked, Donnie, that they were about 100 feet, and then suddenly they're there.
And then so... Everyone I've ever met has always called me a fool.
I know, Mara. And he actually drops down on his knees.
Okay.
Mara.
And we will let Titus have the last word in Act 1. So, as we wend our way toward the... I keep wanting to say initiative. The word is just...
Stop doing that.
Like, don't do that. No. That would be the intermission. I want to say that Wesa, you won the last MVP. Congratulations. Yes.
Yay.
Congratulations.
So me.
Wonderful.
Well
So
deserved.
you.
That's, well, great, because that was hard.
And our trivia question for the evening is provided by our own Melissa. So if you are baffled, I'll blame it on her.
What is your favorite color?
Marcus follows the light of hearth and home, wearing a candle amulet of what material?
Ooh, I know.
Okay, I know. No, you don't. No, you don't. Hush up. So that's us, and we will see you back here in about 15 for the mystery of who this person, creature, or entity is. Hope to see you then. Thank you so much.
Oh boy.
Why limit your imagination? In the tabletop role-playing space, customization is everything, especially when it comes to your character. Whether you're a player, a painter, or a master of tales, your character is what matters most. Using high-quality, fully customizable miniatures, you can be built for battle with Eldritch Foundry.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
faraway friends. Yay! So we do have a trivia winner, Grim Reefer.
Grim.
Hey, buddy.
And this one, since it is the season finale, is going to be a cantrip candle.
OMG.
You answered it.
So you're going to get
Smells so good.
under Commodore Rabbit.
Under the policy, you cannot as if cast
Yes.
forever.
So congratulations on that. Awesome. And also thank you, Grim, for the 5 gifties. We really appreciate that.
Oh,
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
thank you, man.
Yep.
Thank you.
Candle.
Handle.
The candle is lit again.
The It's used to going longer now.
I think that's like a
ready to be
faster.
told.
Yeah. No, it was. It was.
Took a whole breath and everything.
Let's
Like,
go.
let's go.
The candle's here.
Went to church right there.
So, did we ever walk through? Or are we still on the outside of the dim?
I don't.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, lovely.
Wait, what do you mean?
She took
So
it
just
down.
Oh, it's
Yep.
okay.
It's gone.
Figureless going.
So all of you will probably experience this in different ways, but you feel this, again, immense presence that's there. Capio, even though the dome is down, I don't think you're going to test this creature a second time.
No, I am not making eye contact. My eyes are on the ground.
And you're not going to pass into the pomerium of the cathedral. No, okay.
I wouldn't leave my best friend behind.
You guys are so cute.
So
Could be a couple.
wedding bells.
This is in a world where teleportation doesn't exist. You have just seen an example of that, of this creature stepping out of nothing. Fireflies of energy coalescing, turning silver instead of gold, and then this figure in crystalline armor, crystalline articulated plate specifically, stepping out oddly, ? You don't see any weapons on them. I'm going to go around at that moment as the creature addressed, and then Titus said, I have my entire life been called a fool.
Everyone I've ever met has only ever called me a fool.
What is Wace's reaction?
Wace is being very attentive to what Capio does and pretty much mirrors whatever he does.
Okay. So eyes down, just staying there. All right. Okay. Fair enough. Marcus.
Is this the same moment from my vision that when we first arrived to, or first creature from my vision when we first arrived at the island?
No.
No. I will bow my head respectfully, as I would any god, or their emissaries.
Their
OP, I believe is what you used.
Vibius throws himself on the ground. Maliciously.
Yeah, let me ask, like, when I look at this being, am I still feeling that same sense of emotion when I passed under the dome?
No, but you're feeling a heightened sense of being right now.
Wait, whoa, hold on. A heightened sense of B-ing. Okay, of being. Being. Like I'm just being.
You're suddenly aware of the rush of silver blood through your veins.
Okay.
You can feel your muscles, and you're having one of those moments where you look at your hand and it's the miracle that your hand moves when you want it to move is suddenly super present for you.
Okay, I'm having like a trip, kind of.
Kind of.
Trippy.
Hyperpresence.
Hyperpresence is a good way to put it because you're not impaired. You still have your full faculties about you.
I'm going to slowly gaze upon the being, not like in a non-deferential way, but in a just kind of slow, inspired way.
Okay, Merrick.
Does this presence feel anything similar to the presence that's been within me?
No.
I will still give respect and deference and kneel and look up.
Okay.
And be humbled and give her.
You would feel. Wow. You think it's neutral, right now. That's the feel of it.
Okay.
And finally, Titus.
Do they give me any sort of response?
When they stare at you, the weight of infinity rests on your face.
Oh.
Make a wisdom check.
At disadvantage?
Yeah.
As always. That will be a 16 and a 17. So 16 for wisdom. So a 15.
Okay.
I'm still happy, guys.
No, that's a big deal.
You have a wise moment.
You summon, and you're battered, grimy. Well, actually,
I do want to look like completely beat up still. I am entirely.
You were actually Merrick did tend to you, so you don't look as bad as you.
I wash you down and everything.
And Marcus, yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Like a mother bird
with the myrmidons. I love it.
The kicky side of me,
You.
Stop licking.
But battered but unbowed is what comes to mind. They're not trying to cow you with it. It's just the sheer weight of what you're looking at. You have no words for what you see behind their eyes. It's like looking into the bottomless depths of some kind of chasm or pool.
Ooh, sorry. This was like intrusive thought. I'm sorry this came out.
Do it.
Is it like looking at the bagel hole in Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I thought the exact same thing.
I love that movie.
Oh my god, yes.
I was like, it's the bagel hole. Okay.
Bagel.
Yeah, I love it.
Did you see that, Angel?
So good.
I have not yet. I'm outing myself. I want to though.
All the Darkeport fans, go see it. I was crying on a plane. It was great.
And there is always an end. Even with your grandsire, there was an end. Even if you couldn't tolerate the end, even if you couldn't push to the end, you could still sense that you knew it. There is no end to this creature. You, reek of desperation. You will justify your moral failings with your pain until the very final moment of destruction for everything you love. You behave as I would expect. You are meek and have made yourself small. You, a second time, 2 more inches and I will fulfill my promise to you. You are vicious and delusional, and your path will not end where you think. Your grave has already been dug, and you will end your days as a broken puppet. I assume you are here to grave rob. Very well. Make your case.
I am not here to justify. I'm here for the hope of others. And please, direct any of your ill will towards me. I'm the one who brought this company here.
And yet it was also their choice to follow. Your power is both real and an illusion, but you are far too callow to know which is which.
I don't smile. Hey.
You feel a tremble run through you.
I'll meet her gaze for a little bit, but I'll still lower my eyes. In humility.
Yeah.
She is great, Gray.
I do not know if you are like Grisenia, or if you are like Narbana. Time will tell, as it always does.
Obviously, no case has been great enough for whatever it is the people have come before us.
One came close.
Close is not there.
Do you even know where you are?
I told you I was a fool.
And why are you chasing someone else's dream? Do you even believe in your empty words, Domini?
Freedom is everyone's dream.
Is it?
I believe so. And I'm willing to die for that. I'm willing to put a sacrifice on the altar of liberty for my people.
Oh, you'll have plenty of time to do that.
Most of my friends will say I've tried too many times already. But I know that I'm right.
and the Wayfinder. The blue-haired boy that if I have any obligation to, that one who will be run down because he saved your life. Did you even thank him? No, you did not. You took it for granted, as you have taken for granted the love of countless before him. I can hardly stand to look at the likes of thee. I have known you so many times.
Me?
And you allowed him to stay. Well, I do not know why the Dread Mother has stretched forth her hand, that you would be brought into this world. You are the one thing I have only seen once before. You are cousin to a Kotson. Yes, the veil of time was parted for thee. I know that too. You were there. You saw what Equel wrought on her people's once home. The Green Doom, he is called in this day and age, for those few, for those precious handful who even know of his existence. But he stirs now again. And you do not have that man to defend you this time.
Milishly kind of bows her head before she says anything, but is the man up there the one that defended them last time? Tenderheart.
When the world had its greatest need. Yes. A worse threat even than the Green Dome. And we won. The fact that we are here having this inane and inevitable conversation is more than enough proof of that. This world Terra was supposed to be remade into a hellscape, into the image of one who would dominate and who would have harvested all life in the fullness of time. But 217 winters ago, we defeated him at the cost of the only thing that humanity ever produced of value.
Jason.
Jason.
I'm sorry for your loss.
You cannot even begin to comprehend my loss, Ape.
I'm not here to. I'm here to say I'm sorry for it.
What are you? A boy?
A tool. No different than a spade or a shovel. I serve for those who want to live and want to live free.
The first soupçon of wisdom I have heard uttered from any of thee.
I'll take that as a win.
I'm not going to ask a third time, Marcus of Pollux. Make thy case.
We are here.
I have seen the depths of his soul. He has been weighed.
We are here. I am here to understand more about myself, to understand more about my God. I seek wisdom. I wish to know if I could live up to him as I motion up to the tomb.
You cannot.
But I would like to try.
You will fail.
Then I'll keep trying.
You will die.
Then I will die.
And he won't do it alone.
So will I.
With a word, you would be ashes. This is no empty boast. I am, frankly, for the first time in over 2 centuries, surprised. You actually came crawling back here, Capio Secundus. Was my previous demonstration not sufficient?
Certainly not. I am a guide to one who The one who I serve.
Yes, and tell them whom you serve, little man, little mage.
Sardine Majesty, the Lady of Ice's End, and the bringer of the silence.
And there it is. She is a foe against which Jason would have contended. And I, of course, would have been ever at his side. I knew him from his first breath to his last. And all my tomorrows went with him, or nearly. 2 centuries is a trivial thing for my kind. But that will be a battle for another day, if any of you happen to be breathing by then. I very much doubt that. I will offer you this, because Jason Tenderheart's last words to me were not, I love thee, were not, thank you, were not anything but this. Teach them, Tess. Teach them. So, let the education begin. And you see lightning crackle around them. A lunar experience, though, more silver than white. Run through them. They rise a little bit, maybe a foot off the ground. There's a fierce wind that whips up. Not so dangerous yet as to be something that might floor you, but significant. Any character with long hair, it whips around. You automatically move back to pin your braids. They're gone.
I step in front of Vivius, who's still prone on the ground.
He's sobbing. Lesson the first. Names have power. What is my name?
Did I ever learn any of the guardians that he went with?
You did not.
Can I make a recollection roll? See if I had heard this. I know it's Tess.
Do I recognize the fitting of the armor? Perhaps Veil's? Also, I knew who the companion that Veil's armor was inherited from. Is it the same build?
That you don't know.
Okay.
It wasn't fantastic armor. It wasn't fantastical.
I just knew it was one of Jason Tenor's companions.
My lord, wasn't it Llewellyn?
But I put my hand to my holy symbol. I sink into it, and I'm asking Diakwe Lathon, give me guidance in this moment of this trial. Allow me to remember her name if I've heard it. And if you so deem it fit, supply it for me if you must.
At least in the moment. No reply. Okay. Question the second. What is the name of the person who came farthest, who made the strongest argument? Your direct predecessor, priestess, if you yet remember that part of thyself? What was her name? Lesson the third. Bring peace to the people who were slaughtered, while my attention was diverted from this island. This thing can serve his purpose. If you have not yet gleaned that name, you have forgotten it. You would have told me last time. I do not even need to see into your fetid cesspool of a mind, Secundus, to know this. You would have told me anything. Do you have any answers for me at all?
Do you speak of Akatla?
No. Though she is the progenitrix of thy line, little priestess, she is not your direct predecessor.
Do you speak of Publia?
She is not a priestess, though she knows many of the blood mysteries. Many.
ease you, Lady Wesa. I believe I can be of aid with one of these names.
Please.
Koyoli. Your predecessor.
Koyoli.
Koyoli.
I would hear it spoken from thy lips. For the first time, you see something move behind their eyes. You're not sure to put a name behind it. Something has shifted.
Koyoli.
Koyoli. At least her name, and perhaps some small part of her legacy will not fail, will not be reduced to dust in oblivion. Yes, Koyoli. You would be fortunate to become the woman that she was, even half of that. And the most important question of all, as you pray for a God who will not answer you here, what God gives the gold? What God guided my Jason through hells and back? What God answered our prayers, yes, mine as well, in our darkest moment, when the Red Emperor had all but overcome the four of us, and the existence of life itself for all time, all souls staring upon that moment with bated breath and waiting, past, present, and future, hung in the balance. You have called upon that God's name many times, Marcus of Pollux. You have taken and taken and taken, and when you have given back, it has been to a false ledger. What is the name of the God that gives you that?
Quaelathon.
Wrong.
To a false ledger.
Didn't Jesus want us to learn, or just to be tested? Teach them sounds different to me.
Titus Metallus, they are one and the same.
No, they're not. Did he say to challenge us, or did he say to teach us?
Domini.
Leave my sight. Come back when you have answers, and not demands. The wind clears. The figure drops with preternatural grace to the ground. They turn, and as they're walking, this time they just dissolve with sparkles of silver. And if you're watching very carefully, you might see a hint, a flash of what it looks like some sort of form race toward the moon, Lucida, the bright moon, which has become far more prevalent.
And then with Lucida.
There is, y'all, a slight dew everywhere now, as though in the aftermath of a storm, and there's the smell of ozone in the air, even though it didn't rain.
Is the barrier back up? Or
There's a light mist. It looks like it's slowly starting to regenerate.
I believe, my lord, she asked us to leave. I suggest we do that before it fully forms.
How are we to know the things of the past?
They will be given to us, I'm assuming, as we do it. I mean, we're blind here, all of us. I've never been taught any of these names. And if what she says is true, it's something
He must be in front of us. We just forgot.
Were you asked these questions last time you were here?
No.
We had a slightly different conversation, if you can imagine.
You know, one of the things I've been thinking about.
May I suggest we move outside of the barrier? The barrier, please.
Okay. I was about to. Yes. Okay. Okay. We're now. The fellowship is out of the building, so to speak. Has left the building. It's out of the barrier.
While we are exiting the premises,
And you never entered. You two never entered the barrier.
could I see where my
what your heart's desire is?
Yeah.
Tantalizingly yes, Tobias. Okay. If you could just have a few moments, you could even run up and snatch it.
Oh, well, we'll think about that.
Oh, all of your creations are vaporized.
Ah, well, if that changes the landscape.
Wait, like our skeleton crew?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are vaporized.
The box is
They were
now.
growing on me.
You don't even know. You don't even know when it happened or how it happened, but it doesn't surprise you.
God damn.
Is the one who followed us still present? Is he still there?
He has stopped 80 feet off, and he is kneeling respectfully, with his head down and the axe inverted and on the ground, waiting.
That's something. That's something important right there.
He seems to be a guardian of such.
Perhaps, but he could be a key to the past.
Knowledge.
Right.
Wait, so I'm going to have you make an investigation check because although for the character this has all been one long hideous day, for the player it's been a while, and I wanted to refresh your memory on something.
Investigation, right?
Investigation,
17.
yeah. All this chatter of the past, for some reason, your deep waters, because your people have that concept, springs up, and for whatever reason you see what you saw of Barolus, that weird detail that you never got a chance because of all the chaos to talk about. The hair.
The hair.
It was like three.
This is your whisper.
It was like three
right?
sessions ago. Yeah. Do you want me to run over there and whisper it again? I can. It's been a hot minute.
This is the secret that none of us know about. And you
Yeah,
haven't
well, no,
mentioned.
because it
probably
happened.
know that.
It happened at the very end. So I just want to. Yeah, no, that's fair. But like I said, it's been.
The red.
He's lived since then.
It's been a lot.
Whispers.
Been a lot.
Yes, lots of whispers.
Check out Eldritch Foundry.
I'm gonna
come and check out Steve
walk out of the dome.
Steve Gertis the
Say,
first.
The furnace.
You're just gonna have random.
Okay.
If not Kalathon, where do you draw your power?
So,
What do you mean? Bibius looks up. What are you talking about, Marcus?
So we have always. I'm looking at Vivius as I'm speaking. For those of us of the faith, we have always been led to believe that Quailthorn is a light, and each light represents a certain facet. For me, it's a home and hearth. For Domine, it is the war, the love.
No. Marcus, my gods.
Gods plural.
No.
I don't know, Vivius. I don't know. My power stems from Quailthorn. I call on him, he brings it to me. But we've always been taught specific ways.
You give me my faith back? You pull it out of the rubbish heap, Marcus. I'm a nobody. I'm just a stupid sailor
Not at all true.
on a stupid ship. I'm not a demigod like the rest of you. But you gave me my faith back. God, don't you understand?
I do. Trust me.
And I felt something when we prayed together. I felt when we stood in fellowship, yes, in solidarity with each other. I know there was a presence there.
I'm not saying he's not.
And now you're telling me that Quailthorn is a false god?
No, actually, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is the Church of Light has always been pivotal to the things that we believe and how we know it.
No. He turns away and starts walking away, just kind of walking in a circle.
I understand. Faith is faith.
Vibius the Moon could have different names from different people.
It's a different name.
I'm going to say now and here, I believe in Quailthorn. He is my god. He will always be my god. And that is the way of it. But mankind, the Church of Light, has been teaching us and adding bits and pieces to Quailthorn as the time progressed.
Your man, the Doubles.
Yes.
Yes, the Church of Light, yes. I mean...
Taiki.
I'm sorry, what?
I can't tell you this because you're a lord, but Marcus, shut up. And he walks away from you. And he's hiding his face.
If the Church of Light has taught us things that aren't true, and because it has been so long since anybody who knew the truth was there long to question it, it eventually would come into the common collective as truth. I've long wondered why lights have been added.
For their own power, what do you think?
Perhaps, yes.
You doubles who die at their wrath, they always do that.
Yes.
Politics and power.
Yes, blame me for it. Blame all of us for
This
it.
is what they want. Stop fighting. Use your fucking head.
The point is, if we had been fed information for long enough, we would start to believe it. We would start to worship it. We would stop worshiping other gods.
And what's his name?
I don't know.
We have to find out.
We do. But I think what we can immediately do.
What was the name of yours?
Of my what?
Predecessor.
Watley?
Koyoli.
Holy.
How do you know that?
I'm a very good investigator, and I have ways of finding secrets that are long thought dead.
Can you speak more plainly with me, dear friend?
There are acts of will that can allow me to speak with those who have passed, to gain insights, answer questions. I have spent many moons learning as much as I can about this place.
Talk to that thing?
Yeah. Have you ever spoken to one like him?
We did have a brief conference, yes.
So you know him.
Specifically.
Capio, do you know the name of the one who gives the golden light?
No, that's
No.
wasn't even. Yeah.
You believe that there is someone here that would know that name?
I do. I do.
Zarch?
I don't think so. Maybe. But that doesn't resonate well with me. Yeah, I might be wrong, of course.
Who do you know that have the name?
I think everything that we need to know is on this island right here. Everything, every answer to everything she has asked us is here on this island.
We don't even know her name.
I don't need to know her name yet. But I think it's here.
Another investigation roll.
And I think one of the first things we can do is bring peace to these people that have lived in suffering for so long now.
Did you not mention a name like Llewellyn? No? I must have misheard.
Capio. Why does Borealis seek what we seek?
Why do all men seek power? To gain advantage over their peers, to better their own station, to kill their enemies.
Power rules.
It is true.
But why? What's his story?
The best I can understand, he was outcast or caused to have his station be lowered or questioned. He sought a way to regain his position, to
Save his name.
His dignitas.
yes.
I noticed something about him, and it just came to me that I saw green in the roots of his hair.
But you know that he's chosen. It's the same avail. He thought it of me. Supposed to be Marco. Strong blood.
Is that the only reason? Could there be something from antiquity that, over the time, people just assumed that it was the only reason?
People were assuming that my hair was supposed to be green when I was born.
Wait, so he let you go? I just realized that.
I
I'm mad.
snuck out.
Is he gonna come after you?
Perhaps.
Should we stay here much longer?
I mean, he can't get this far.
Capio, you would
You might be able to.
Make a history check at disadvantage.
Would you be able to protect us if you came?
There's a 15 and a 3. Thank you.
I can lend my services, my might, but as I said, it would be a difficult fight.
Understood.
About Zosh in the tent.
You
Seems
made
Seems like a
friends.
mind can be unlocked.
I think the first thing we need to do at the moment, and you are more than free to object and overrule and object and whatnot, is to go find as much as we can about that one right there.
quickly.
Because he has followed us since we left. He's followed us all the way here. He kneels in supplication before this dome.
That's what the skeleton did. He kneeled.
Yeah.
Is Capio able to interrogate?
I'll speak to him.
That's a good question too.
Possibly.
Speak our language.
So we try with the Lord first, and if that's not the case, we see if he wishes to communicate with us through Capio, and if that's the case, then we allow him to do so.
Me and his master do share blood.
The large skeleton has risen and is waiting attentively, still at that same 80 feet.
And now he's waiting for us.
May we approach respectfully?
Aye. We need answers.
Agreed.
May I lead?
You wish.
You dredge out of your memory where the village is. You have, after all, explored, unfortunately, almost all of the island.
Okay. If no one objects.
Yeah, we'll walk.
Okay, if nobody objects, I start purposely striding towards him.
All right.
Without like anger or anything like that, but just.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
The skeleton waits. The skeletal guardian waits. And you approach it. You're in front, and then Nilishly next, or?
Marcus.
He and I are in front.
Oh, the two. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
right behind them.
Okay.
Yes, behind him.
Yeah, you get up to the guardian. What do you do?
We serve House Zosh.
The head. There are not many men that would have to tilt their head down to meet your eye. This is one of them. No answer.
Oh, I thought he was tilting like yes.
Is he wearing anything?
Potentially.
Oh, okay.
Now, no rolls for this. Now that you are at point blank range and you're able to just take this creature in, you do see the tattered remains of House Zosh livery.
Yeah, and I'll reach behind me, pull out the copy of my grandmother's journal that has the sigil.
Marcus, perhaps this is the evidence of someone like yourself. Maybe from even 200 years ago. But serves
what?
A different god.
It's weird because they're empty eye sockets. So you don't know how you would know where its eyes were going, except the head moving. But you get the distinct impression that the eyes just locked on the sigil.
Yeah. My grandmother was Lady Lipsenia Zosh.
Just sits there.
What was
still staring?
What was the Lord's seneschal's name? Nobby was the woman, but Cassius.
I know, I was
Cassius. Are you Cassius? Okay, so we found Cassius, and we can bring him back to your lord, to the Lord Zosh.
Back to the sigil.
Thank you for watching over us. Yeah.
And there's a courtly bow from the skeletal guardian.
Can you lead us to where we need to go?
The head tilts to the side, regarding you for one bizarre comic moment, like an old Empire pug.
We'll make sure that you and your charge will be laid to rest properly.
Perhaps it's a trick of the wind.
No.
Can you lead us to Niobe?
Nobby.
I think you know the way.
taking you back to the tent.
I'm gonna collect up Vivius before we go. Just
Fucking, yeah, at the start. Why not?
And just in case he's still doing his
Okay.
thing over there.
He will sullenly trail behind. He's not going to go anywhere near you.
Okay.
He goes on the other, like wherever you're at in the party. He goes on the far end of it.
And we know his name is Cornelius.
Cassius.
Cassius. Okay.
And then Nabi is the girl.
Zenobia was the full name, but
Zenobia.
yeah, Nobi was the nickname.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she was a Vaughn.
Well, no, he said, you know, she's not a patrician because he said, thank the gods I don't.
paramour.
I'm not having kids. She's a paramour.
paramour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep pace and try to ask another question. Does your lord not recognize you anymore?
Stops. And then starts walking again.
Is there anything I can help to convince him that you are who you are?
Wait up, Titus! He jumps, like,
Yeah. Just,
like, help me up! He like jumps on top of your shoulders.
yeah.
Y'all walking way too fast for
Yeah.
And use your
say-
exhaustion.
I was gonna say he's got half movement anyway.
No. He's half movement. You can actually.
I'm actually
you can
walking
keep
in the
up.
very back.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay, I can walk normal then. As long as
Yeah.
the skeleton's pretty big.
You just have to waddle. Yeah, the skeleton is kind of leaving you behind. It gets to the tent. It walks around to the entrance, and the bones either somehow are able to be subsumed back into the earth,
Yeah, it'd be like a.
or they just get generated because you do not see a whole bunch of bones hanging out around here.
Will you let your lord know that we've arrived? Yeah, I'll go in. Yeah.
Gestures with its hand.
Ollie? Yeah.
You look, you see Lepidus torrentius cavinius Osh deep asleep.
Thank you, Cassius, for your service to my house, as well as his.
And then again, the eyes go back to wherever you have the journal at.
Hmm.
What do you do?
I'm gonna sit down and start playing the game.
Succession?
Yep. Until he wakes up. Because I've only ever been able to decode one of 5 different codes within it, but I haven't gotten any information about it.
I'm going to try for another time to walk around the room and see while he's sleeping if I can minimally pull some sheets out or make any new information out.
That is brilliant.
Now that you have ample time, Milishly,
Yeah, I'm more calm.
I'm going to get without disadvantage this time, because you would have advantage normally. Go ahead and
Right.
make another investigate. You have been on this like a
I have been on it.
Leptis terrier on a bone. Do it.
Great. That'll be 19.
Hey.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay. Now, past the chaos, past the uncertainty, and even past your weariness, some pieces painfully, slowly, but inexorably slide into place. And they begin to tell a tale. You see the yellowed corners of fine parchment, and you know that these in your mind, Easterners, because your ancestral memory is all to the west, they have this ridiculous thing of making everything in parchment instead of like proper civilized folk and have pounded bark, which lasts basically forever when it's treated the way that the Earlit do. Yeah. So you can actually tell some age on here. So that's one point. You look around, and instead of going to any of the places that you know are frequented by this mad patrician, or this echo of a patrician, I should say, you instead go over to the firs, to the far firs, and you look at the dust, and almost like Merrick might, you start to see, if you can't track the way that he can, but you can deduce, and you're looking around at different things. And then finally, though, and you're not, even with the 19, you're not entirely sure why this is what slides it into place for you. You see a woman's exquisitely made perfume bottle Well, this is ancient world, so this would have to be handcrafted. Just that alone is expensive. But you look at it, and you actually see the attar of rose, browned and blackened. And even with that sealed cap, it's been here so long, Allie, that it's evaporated away.
There's no liquid in that bottle.
There's just a touch, otherwise you wouldn't be able to put an exact number to it. And for what comes up in your deep waters is 3 generations back. That's what you think as you look at all those different pieces. You have no way of confirming that, but that's what your subconscious tells you.
I'm gonna slowly walk towards Titus and tell him that he's been here a very long time.
I feel as though with the decay of his essential and his mind, he's been lost. But he has some memory.
I know where they went, at least what direction. Niobe and Cassius, perhaps they're
Cassius went back in.
Cassius is...
talking about their original demise, wherever they went. Tracks.
Is that the village?
Tracks of barely even discoverable, I saw.
Northwest.
That was west, right?
Yeah, and it was due west that you were looking at, yep.
Due west of here. I was able to make them out, even though they're very old. Perhaps where their demise is where we'll find more answers. Perhaps to lay them rest properly.
I will say there is an odd peace right now in the tent, like the peace of a sepulcher, the quiet of a lazy crypt.
Or perhaps we should have a
Yeah,
longer
can I
rest
walk
here.
around and kind of investigate, see if anything sticks out?
Honestly, Donnie, is the longer that you're here, the sadder it makes Titus. And I'm not going to
help him.
I'm not going to make you roll for this. You detect in this person, whoever this person was, a stark contrast to Barolus. And you see children's drawings. You would have seen all this too. You see children's drawings. You see a miniature loom set up that in a camp of war never would have been. And you can't help but wonder if they were trying to build something here, settlement, at least an outpost. And as you try to push through your exhaustion and you clock all of the different ruined masonry, they might have been further along than what you initially thought.
So the others all should left. Anything on the parchment that I would have read or seen that would have stuck out? Date, time, name?
You start looking through, and there may be some fruit to this, but it's going to take you a while. He wrote copiously while he still had a mind. By the end of it, you're seeing the equivalent of red rum, written over and over and over and over and over again on the parchment.
We need a place to rest. I'm exhausted and can barely keep my mind straight. Same with yours, my lord. You...
as right as rain.
Yeah. Remember, you're only half a football field from Barolus.
But we also have Zosh's skeletons.
Assuming they fight for us.
I'm assuming they'll fight for him. I'll go wherever you suggest. I cannot focus.
Initially, was there anything else you were going to poke around at while you had the moment?
Yeah, I wanted to actually talk to Capio. And in a whisper as to not wait.
He has not come into the tent. Capio has not. But he's standing at the flap.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the flap and whisper in his ear. And by the way, what time of day is it right now?
5 o'clock.
It's still 5 o'clock. Okay.
No, the shadows are lengthening now, but it's late afternoon, so it actually it's about maybe 5:30.
Oh, really? Who would have thought?
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to Capio in a whisper and say, as much as I would prefer not to, may I speak to you outside?
I'm gonna look at Wesa.
I'll start penning a letter.
And I'm going to.
I go ahead of
Is Cassius outside? The skeleton?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I'm going to say, Capio, we need answers and we need to get off this island. Are you able to ask Cassius any of the questions we were asked?
Yes.
How easy of a right is it for you?
No difference than any other.
I'm going to walk back and talk to Titus. Titus?
You catch him starting to scratch out scratch out a letter.
Okay. Titus.
Yeah.
I think we need to move forward and ask questions now before it loads those awakes.
Absolutely. He can speak to Cassius with more than yes and no.
Let's find out.
All right. I'll be outside after I finish this.
And I'm gonna walk back outside and just see. I'd like to find out as well, like, if it feels safe to do this, if I can tell if it feels safe to do this around the tent, or if we should move to another place.
Nothing about this feels safe.
Where is safety?
What was safety?
The only thing you can think of that might make this marginally better would be going around to the back of the tent.
Okay.
So that if somebody's poking his head over the palisades of the camp, they can't. There's no chance of them seeing anything.
Okay.
Who's that plan?
I believe Titus, Capio, we should move to the backside of the tent.
As you wish.
I feel like we're missing something from obvious. Something obvious in front of us.
You hear Merrick. You hear Merrick snoring. This poor little guy is he's just
military out.
He's done. Yeah.
Why with the Paja?
Oh, Paja.
The monkey things.
The curious ones.
Yes. They managed to navigate the field of undead without any problems whatsoever. How do they do that?
How does a bird fly? I don't understand.
It is the will of the gods.
Are Marcus and Wesa, have you come with us to the other side of the tent?
Okay, so who's in the back? Merrick is taking a quick Kithkin
I
nap.
finished up my letter. I'll go behind.
Okay, you're finishing a letter, and then and the rest of the fellowship's behind. Okay, Vibius looks like he's just given up on life, and he's sitting at the flap of the tent in front, just dejected.
Just actually laying up against Cassius. He's holding the door. He's like, oh, it's just a zombie, whatever.
He doesn't even care anymore.
I love that.
He's just laying up against the shin of Cassius. Okay.
Keep an eye on him, Cassius.
So as we are all gathered around the back of the tent, Capio is just going to kind of look around at everyone and say, "Oh, it feels so good to once again be surrounded by an adoring public."
You will never not make me uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable. Let's just try it. Move on.
Thank you for trying.
It is your wish.
It is my
Before we
wish.
start, I look at Cassius. Cassius, this individual right here, this individual would like to speak to you in a way that will be more than yes and no's. You have an awareness of yourself. Will you allow this to happen?
I have to say, this is the first. They don't usually move on their own.
Usually aren't sworn to house Osh either.
Did my Calvaria get vaporized as well? I had it in the sack.
You want to check?
Yeah.
Okay. It should have been vaporized, and it wasn't a lack of power.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it is not. She has not.
I think I know why, but I'm gonna keep that to myself.
It remembers things. The skulls.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Neria?
Master!
And you hear this voice from inside the rucksack.
We have a new friend.
I loved you, friends.
Who's speaking?
Ah, yes, everyone. Say hello to Neria.
Open the sack.
Hello, Neria.
There's
closing my eyes like,
a woman's, a graceful woman's skull comes levitating out of the sack and begins to orbit him, and it begins to describe a slow orbit around his head.
Cassius, is it? I am Capio. I'm going to ask you some questions now.
There's a coolness to the gaze.
You will have 5. Choose your words carefully. Quick mortuis.
And because this is so far gone and it does not have the flesh that you're used to, make an Arcana roll. Or I should say the flesh that's ideal for this. Make an Arcana roll.
My hope is that Neri can be a mouthpiece if needs be. It's a 14.
Okay. You're struggling. You have your Calvaria. Make a roll for her. As you see, she kind of starts to hum. The floating skull. Yeah, Calvaria.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That's a 25.
Yay.
Wow. Okay.
She's...
He's so weird, but so useful.
For those people who know, there you go.
What you did.
Who know this? I'm
killing it.
modified a little bit, but it's all good. Okay. As you watch, as the Fellowship watches, under Capio's diabolical skills, aided by this thing that he has with him, this mockery, truly this twisted mockery of life, the skull, acting in concert, you begin to see shreds of this man's former self collecting. You can still see through it, but you see first a patch here across the face, just layered, and so it's almost like a mummy.
Yeah, like when he gets the jar and he gets a little bit back.
Except in reverse. Yeah, just
Emotep.
Hell yeah. and even at the crescendo of Capio Secundus's power, it still isn't full. There's still patches that are missing, and you can clearly tell that this is a transitory thing. You're sweating. This is hard. And that is... supposedly that's not... I'm going to say for this is concentration, because you're going well beyond the specs of this act of will.
That seems reasonable.
This is a mockery, Domine. But I... Cassius will still serve. Shall I cut the Death Tamer down?
And you see the hand twitch and take that and unsling the axe.
No.
This 6'7" behemoth.
No.
Then I serve.
It's trembling as the arcane energies kind of
Titus, we
prop
must
it up.
ask the questions quickly, as Capio's under strain.
Marcus, yours first.
I want to ask about the temple of this land. Is that all right?
Isn't it the light? The one that provides the golden light, the name of the god?
I'm thinking so, yes. I'm thinking that the temple that they serve here...
Cassius, Zosh. What is the god that provides the golden light?
We do not know. My lord thought it was a test of faith. And he went through all lights, one after the other.
Makes sense.
I do not believe it was Quaelathon, however.
What was the name of the one who was asked to teach us?
I know their title, not their name.
It tries to speak, but no words come out.
Is there a temple that is inside of this village or settlement that they worshipped at before the death happened?
Was there a temple prior to the extinction of this village?
Yes.
3?
That's 3.
Now we must ask how to bring peace to the slaughtered of the island.
I think we can find that out at the temple, but I'm not sure.
Who did they pray to prior to Quailethon here?
I do not know.
It's 4.
How can I put you and your people to rest for good, so you can finally be at peace?
It kneels. Do what we could not. Make a success of our misery. And remember us.
You have my word on my blood. In my name, you will be at rest.
Thank you. You sit down. Master?
Oh, come to me. You did so good.
I did good, Master.
You did good.
Oh, good.
Cassius, I know I don't need to ask, but please keep an eye on my cousin, as always.
Can he?
If he can find his mind, tell him to find us.
Can he lead us to the temple?
Yeah, exactly. Cassius.
The temple's in the dome.
Thank you.
Isn't it?
The people out here might not have gone up there for the temple.
Thank you for
Sorry.
answering
What's
our
the other temple?
questions.
It's a whole village.
Do you know where
Somewhere, yeah.
the old temple is on this island?
Starts walking.
All right, let's go. Oh, thank God. I was like, dude, I thought the cathedral was the only temple. This was a room. Okay, that was my confusion.
Thank you.
Hi. Thank
Of
you.
course, lady. I'm
Is all the
glad to
skin
be of
still on his
service to you.
Is all the skin still on his face? No. Okay.
Maybe as much as your ways repulse me, I do thank you.
About that time,
It is quite brilliant.
that warmth, that artificial energy ebbs out of you. And it's almost painful because for a torch or so, you had a beautiful connection. And now you feel it gone.
Now, here's where things are going to get really interesting. My presumption is that she is going to be aware that the connection is faded.
Both of you at the same moment feel that fade.
Did someone retrieve Merrick, or is he just walking off? Just saying. I mean, I think you would notice a
He's-
character.
I'm just going to stop in my tracks.
Vibius goes.
Vibius, yeah, who's
Wakes you.
Can I?
What is this? Because this could actually become important. We're still around the tent. We started walking away.
You're about 30 feet or so from the tent.
About 30 feet from the tent.
Yeah.
And everyone else is kind of separated. Am I near? How close are we to?
I mean, the
this?
party's, aside from Merrick, the party's pretty much on top of you. I can't imagine y'all are wandering very far.
Yeah.
At this point.
I mean, we had to like follow him to snake around whatever we missed.
That was incredibly foolish. Girl. I'm going to reach out and grab her.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Okay. Sounds like a place to pause the story.
Cassius, do you mind?
Damn
Well, friends, the mystery of the island has had one layer peeled away, and more
Onions.
and more have taken their place. Although I will say, Allie, that was very smart.
Yeah,
That
thank
was
you.
really good. That was really good because you actually got the value of that question out. I was like, oh God, are they gonna miss that one? So, well, no, that was good. Faraway friends, please vote for most valuable player, whoever entertained or impressed or enlightened you, either in the comments or on Discord. So, important note. come back, even though this campaign will be on hiatus, yours truly will not be. So I am going to do something on next Tuesday, same time, 7 o'clock. So come and say hi to us. And Constructed Chaos, our sister stream, will also be back next week on Monday. On Wednesday. Also at 7 o'clock. So go check them out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
sticking.
Thanks again. Have a good one, guys.
Have fun on your journey.
Grim Reef. Jeez.